No, he's been the second best player in the league this season, according to Real Plus Minus, that evaluates a player's contributions at both ends of the court, taking into account his teammates and opponents. And Butler has grown into the central figure in the Bulls offense after scoring just 8.6 points per game in his first full season back in 2012-2013. He's now up over 24 points as we welcome back Chris and Ryan. And one of the teams in this conversation that we've been kind of hearing, the Celtics, what are you hearing with regards to the Celtics and perhaps Jimmy Butler?
Well, as of last night, it sounds like the Boston Celtics are softening their pursuit of Jimmy Butler. That doesn't mean that nothing won't happen. Obviously, in trade deadline situations, things could happen up to the last hour and sometimes even the last minute. But as of right now, Chicago has consistently told them, hey, we're not shopping our guy. And if we are, you got to bring over the boatload. So it doesn't look like anything's going to occur. But like I said, trade deadline, we've seen some crazy things happen.
Feels like Danny Ainge controls all the cards here, but we've been saying that for the last 2 years. They're waiting
These are
for
better
the
cards.
shoes to drop, right?
Right. No, absolutely. Because when you go into last year's draft, you go, well, he can't possibly keep all these picks, and they were desperate to move some of those because it's great to have them all until you have to actually use them, and you go, we don't even have that much room on our roster. But you're right, Kevin, because when you talk to other teams, it's funny that the conversation will shift from, hey, what do you guys think about this? Would you do this? To what is Boston going to do? Because I can't imagine a scenario if Paul George were offered them today or Jimmy Butler, and it was some pieces and the Nets pick that could be the #1 overall pick. If you're not going to do it for Paul George or Butler, and that's understanding, too, that the contract thing with George would have to work out long term, then who are you waiting on? I don't have an answer to that one. I would be shocked if those guys, if Chicago said, we'll do Butler, that pick, Jay Crowder, and another young piece, or if the Pacers said, we'll do Paul George for Jay Crowder, the pick, and another young piece. I'd be shocked if they said no, because the reason you've geared up this way and they've turned this thing over as quickly as they possibly could, it's an unbelievable rebuild on the fly by Ainge. You have Isaiah, you have Horford. We've got to stop doing this thing where if it's Butler or George added to a team, you go, well, hey, can they beat LeBron? Well, then you'd have to tell me that deal that I know I'm going to get 2 years from now that's going to beat LeBron. So I would do it if I were the Celtics, and everybody's asking that question today if they'd move that pick for one of these two guys.
We'll see how this plays out. Let's go to our money man now. Jay.
All right, Kev. Tom Penn back with us. So make this happen. Bulls Celtics, Jimmy Butler.
Might be time. Tap Jimmy on the nose, would you? So he's making 17.6. He's got 3 more years on his deal. You see both teams are pretty much at the salary cap, around the same amount of money. So you're going to be close to dollar for dollar within 25%. The real value for the Celtics is this ridiculous list of draft picks that they've accumulated. Brooklyn's pick, their own picks, Clippers, even Memphis down here. So Danny's got a lot to play with. The one that's coveted right now is the first pick from Brooklyn, unencumbered. Could be the first pick in the draft, could be down to the 4th. So you throw that in, and then you start thinking about what else does Chicago want back in return. I think they're going to want a young guard, maybe in Smart. He's proven he can play. You could shop. There's so many different things we could do. We could throw Crowder in here. We could throw 1 year Amir Johnson in here, see if that works. All that money going back and forth, it works because of the flexibility here. I could make up 4 other trades that make a lot of sense. I just don't know if it's time. And I think for Boston, if they can get Jimmy Butler and put him in the backcourt with Isaiah Thomas, it is time. I don't think he's going to do better in free agency in the future. Danny Ainge, he's been building this treasure trove of assets to make a bold move. Now might be the time. Today.
We'll see.